This is the Tudor Pelagos, and it is definitely one of the best and most advanced diving watches available for below $5,000. And in this video, I want to talk about its most important features, and I'm also going to answer the most frequently asked questions I get about this watch, like, is it too much of a chunky boy? And which wrist size is best suited for it? How delicate is titanium really compared to steel? Is this one better compared to the Black Bay 58, or perhaps even better than a Rolex Submariner? And what about the price value situation with the Pelagos? I will be answering all of those and many more questions in this review. And I'm also going to include things I like and, more importantly, dislike about this watch. And after watching this video, you will know for sure whether or not the Tudor Pelagos might be a good option for you. So let's start with feature, or point number one, and that is the size in general. Especially in regards to the Pelagos, it's something really important that we need to talk about, because a lot of people have been asking me, whether or not this really wears as large as you think it does, or more specifically, how well do smaller wrists wear a chunky watch like this one, with a diameter of 42mm, a lug-to-lug of 50, and a height of 40mm. The Pelagos is definitely more on the larger side of things. I would say that it wears maybe a wee bit smaller than a Rolex Sea Dweller, and thanks to its lug-to-lug, a little bit bigger than a standard Black Bay from Tudor, but at least she's a millimeter less thick in comparison. So I would suggest that the Pelagos is best suited for wrists starting from 160mm up to 200mm in circumference, to not have it, overpower your wrist in case you have smaller wrists like I do. So yes, it is definitely a larger watch and therefore a chunky boy. But thanks to the matte look, it remains sporty and casual in its appearance, which fits the character of the watch anyways. If that is the look you are going for while still wanting to wear a bit of a bigger yet, smooth, suave looking watch, I recommend checking out. But definitely, if you can, make sure to try it on before, especially if you have smaller wrists. Right, let's get to point number two, and in that we are going to have a look at how well it wears on a daily basis. Lots of people want to know how scratch resistant this one really is and how comfy it wears, because here's the catch of this watch. This isn't your standard stainless steel diver, a la Black Bay or Submariner. Nuh-uh. This one is made from titanium, and I often do read about stuff like how titanium is supposed to be more prone to scratching compared to stainless steel. So is that really it? Does the Pelagos scratch up easily? Well, let's start with the case and the bracelet. Both parts are made entirely from brushed titanium. That's what gives the watch this rugged, rough look. Adding to that is the fact that the material just overall, looks a bit darker compared to steel, so you end up with a very tooly looking watch with a used look, but totally not in a bad way. But just as with brushed steel, scratches on that surface really are not that visible after all. It is exactly this darker, roughed up look that helps to mask signs of daily wear for quite some time. Compared to the Black Bay, the Pelagos is entirely matte. Even those, edges on the case are matte. Really like the consistency here. Oh yeah, and there is something you might not have known before either. Though the bezel might look like it is made from aluminium, it is actually made from ceramic. So yeah, scratch proof. But let's talk about the clasp, because there's something really cool I touched on before that I want to show you. So this entirely brushed clasp is made from steel, just like the case back, by the way. So that means you won't feel any difference compared to a regular clasp, the skin to skin feel. But yeah, sooner or later you will see the typical signs of wear from desk diving too. So how does it wear after all? Is it comparable to a regular stainless steel diver? What's the weight difference, and does it even feel slightly, hot take, cheap because of it? Well, I can ease your minds right away. Yes, the Pelagos is a bit more lightweight thanks to the titanium, but it does not feel cheap in my opinion, nor does the weight difference really matter that much. A standard Black Bay weighs about 175 grams, whereas the Pelagos weighs 157 grams, and that's a meager difference of 18 grams. And I dare to say that not a lot of people really feel that this is a huge, negative difference in terms of weight. I mean, I would even go as far and say that this is a huge plus, since it's, a bigger watch, but the reduced weight helps make it feel so much more comfy, especially, during the summertime. I know that a lot of people want to know how the Pelagos performs in comparison to other popular divers. Is it, better than a Submariner? How does it compare to a Black Bay or, Black Bay 58? Is the Pelagos the way to go if you're looking for a proper dive watch? Well, I have to say that if you are looking at the 5K price range, the Pelagos really is one of the best choices you can make. I mean, at least from a functional point of view, the Pelagos offers much more than a Black Bay or a Submariner, for example. It is incredibly well finished, and though it may not look like it at first sight, you get the typical, rugged Tudor look, which adds to the functional character of the watch. And like I've mentioned, you get a ceramic bezel, which is something lots of people are hoping for in other Tudor watches. And there's also the water resistance, where the Pelagos really shines, because you get 500 meter, which is not only more than a Black Bay, but also more than the Submariner, which only offers 300 meter. But I guess the biggest USP is the patented clasp. You not only get, a quick adjustment option, which is very nice, it is literally flexible when it comes to your wrist circumference. It is because Tudor built in this spring into the clasp, which helps to automatically adjust it to your needed size. And I mean, hey, this type of clasp is really something we could do within so many other watches, but so far only Tudor offers this option. Though it may not be the prettiest, it is definitely one of the most functional clasps out there, and it really adds to the, what's the word, specialness the Pelagos has for me, which is why I quickly want to talk about the things I like but also dislike about this watch. So, let's start with the good stuff. I really appreciate that Tudor was not forcing the vintage look onto this watch. I know making homages of their own watches is a Tudor thing, but I am glad to see that they went a different way for the Pelagos. It has a great looking bracelet and a unique clasp, and it also doesn't have any faux rivets, which is a can of worms I'm not going to open right now. I also really enjoy the level of detail and the 3D look on the surface of the dial. It just creates a much more interesting dial to look at. But yeah, on the other side, we have the fact that this is still a larger watch, and I know though the clasp looks unique, and I respect that it really pushes the watch into a sportier corner, and it is something that can look quite overwhelming on smaller wrists. So again, more slender wrists have to do a bit of a trade-off if they want to enjoy a real-time adjustable clasp. But as I always say, at the end of the day, it doesn't matter what other people say, wear whatever you like, but it would be a pass for me personally, thanks to the overall size and its proportions. Right, let's continue with feature number 4, which is something I'd say like 99% of us have to ask ourselves sooner rather than later when it comes to buying watches, and that is its price and what you get for your money. Is this really good quality, or am I just buying an experiment of a well-established brand? Yes, something that always gives me a bit of a tummy ache in this day and age is to talk about, or maybe more specifically trying to think of if there's a reasonable justification for the pricing of luxury watches. And I think the most sensible way here is to start comparing watches within the same price category to see where we land here with this one. So if you look at the grey market, you will find some offers for below 5K, which is quite nice, given that the Pelagos provides everything one could ask for in terms of a luxury diver. You like a sapphire crystal, a ceramic bezel, water resistance of 500 meter, an in-house movement with a 70-hour power reserve, as well as a date. So hello, it really is a whole package here. But on top of that, there's also the added bonus of a rubber strap you get for free, and the unique clasp system. But yeah, a freebie is always such a nice thing, and unfortunately not really a common thing when it comes to luxury watches. So yes, the Pelagos really offers a lot for its money, and if I dare to say, you might even get the best deal with that in this price range. Right, so that is all I have for you today. An in-depth review of the Tudor Pelagos, a very popular, yet not so much worn Tudor diver, I feel, but a watch that definitely deserves the attention it gets. As with so many other watches, especially divers, I can't help but wish that they would, slim down the proportions and, just dream of the day when Tudor releases a Tudor Pelagos 58 or something like that, so I can wear it and not hate it on my small wrists. But yeah, anyways, that was it. And now it is your turn to share your thoughts with me about the Pelagos in the comment section down below. Is it something you would recommend too, or are there better options in that price range? As always, pop that feedback in the comment section down below. And if you have enjoyed this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up. And if you want to see more videos like this one, make sure to subscribe to my channel. And then I will see you in my next video. Bye. And there's even a Pelagos in the background, if you can't tell. Ta-da! This one, that's a black dial. Yeah, sorry, I'm tired. Good night. Bye.